you could drop by and Josh could point you to that one. So I don't know, but maybe your hubby wouldn't mind a drink before there.
So the meeting is now live, Chair. Just a moment and it will be starting the recording.
Just in the nick of time.
Madam Chair, the meeting is now live.
Okay, well, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for this very quickly scheduled Harbour East Marine Drive Community Council. So we are going to get started, and we're going to start with a roll call, call to order and land acknowledgement. Do we have quorum? Madam Clerk?
Yes, Chair Purdy, we do have quorum, and Councillor Hensby joined just as the meeting was going live.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. I'm going to do the land acknowledgement then. The Halifax Regional Municipality is located in Mi'kma'ki, the ancestral and traditional lands of the Mi'kmaq people. The municipality acknowledges the peace and friendship treaty signed in this territory and recognizes that we are all treaty people. So we'll move on to the approval of the order of business and approval of additions and deletions. Madam Clerk, do we have any additions or deletions to this agenda?
Chair Purdy, the clerk's office has no additions or deletions for this meeting.
All right. Any of our council members have any additions or deletions?
No, thanks.
Okay, well, I'll call for a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
So moved.
Okay, thank you. Seconder, good. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right.
All opposed? All right, we are moving on. Business arising out of the minutes. Did we approve the minutes?
We don't have that. Sorry, that apologies for not deleting that. We're
Okay,
on to the declaration of conflict of interestness.
Okay. Do we have any conflict of interest? That's no. So I'm
sorry, Ms. Chair. Declare a conflict on the Carver Street one.
right. Okay, perfect. All right, we're moving on to reports then. We have item number 4.1.1, case 23805, development agreement for lands located on Portland Street and Carver Street.
Madam Chair, I'll put that motion on the floor.
Thank you.
I'll second that.
The following motion on the floor of the Harbour East Marine Drive Community Council give notice of motion to consider the proposed development agreement as set out in attachment B, the staff report dated December 9th, 2022, and schedule a public hearing for the development agreement, which shall be held concurrently with that indicated in recommendation 1 of the December 9th, 2022 staff report. So move.
Second it.
Okay, seconded by Councillor Hensby. Councillor Mancini, do you have anything?
Yep,
you'd like to
very quickly. Thank you, Councillor Hensby. I'm wondering if I could have the planner on that file, Dean McDougall, come forward. Very quickly, colleagues, I wonder if you could clarify. Good morning, Dean. If you
Good morning.
You could clarify, the reason that we're here today is because some new rules and guidelines from the province are in front of us, with where we would normally have the DA and the zoning done separately. I wonder if you could just explain, just in case someone's watching. I want to make sure it's crystal clear why we're having this meeting early in the morning, where normally we would have this meeting at community council in an evening.
Absolutely. So the applicant's requesting two things: a rezoning and a development agreement. Now we can have a joint public hearing on those two requests, but procedurally, the rezoning has to be approved and in effect before the DA can be approved. Now, in the past, this often meant we had to come back to council after the public hearing to formally approve the development agreement. But to streamline decision-making, the province recently changed this requirement with amendments to the charter, HRM charter. So now council is able to provisionally approve a development agreement at the same time a rezoning is approved. So this allows council to decide everything at one council meeting. However, to make a decision on the development agreement at the same time as a rezoning, a notice of motion must be given by council stating that they intend to do that. So this wasn't done at the January 12th Harbour East Marine Drive Community Council meeting. Only the first reading for the rezoning was given, and that was an error in the staff report. I missed that wasn't on the agenda. But the meeting today is just to provide that second part, that the notice of motion that council will also consider the proposed development agreement along with the rezoning at the same meeting, which is scheduled for March 2nd.
Well, thanks for that clarification, Dean. Colleagues, based on that, I'm fine with moving forward. I ask that you support the motion that's on the floor so that we can have a public hearing and then get into the real discussion and debate at that point. Thank you.
Okay, do we have any other questions?
I'm glad to see the province facilitating our processes.
Yeah, you seem to have a friendship with the province as of late, Councilor Mansby. Yes.
Gotta do
Okay,
what you gotta do.
all right then. Shall we call for the question?
Question.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed say nay. And that motion has moved. Okay, that's great. Moving on to case 4.1.2. Case 23052. This is amending development agreement for Loon View Lake, Westfall Drive. And wondering, Vice Chair Hensby, would you take the chair so I could move this motion?
Certainly, Madam Chair, I'll relieve you of your duties temporarily. I'll act as Vice Chair.
Thank you very much. Okay. So I move that Harbour East Marine Drive Community Council give notice of motion to consider the proposed amending development agreement as set out in attachment A of the staff report dated January 30th, 2023, to allow for the addition of lands, increased number of dwelling units, and changes to the project commencement and completion dates, and schedule a public hearing.
Second.
May I have a seconder, please?
Second.
Second, thank you, Councilor Mancini. Go ahead, Councilor Purdy.
Okay, I was just wondering if I can ask Daryl Jodry, who's the planner for this development, just wondering if you could just clarify, this was already a development agreement that was approved. So it's coming back to Community Council because it's asking for some amendments to that original development agreement, which we just read here. So changes in the dwelling units, project commencement and completion dates. So can you just explain the impact of the amendments? Is Daryl here?
No, Madam Chair, you've got Maggie this
Hi,
morning.
Maggie.
Daryl's on a holiday day, so I said I'd cover this for him. So there's no need for him to be here. So in essence, like in a quick snapshot, there was a development agreement that allowed townhouses and I believe a multi, and the project has changed significantly, and it was on one piece of land. And so what the proposal now is to add another piece of land of about the same size. So it's quite a large land addition. And in essence, it's adding a lot more density to the site. However, a lot of what they're asking for is some of it is for shared housing for seniors, and some of it is what we would classify an apartment building, although it is being marketed and geared towards seniors. So I suspect they're looking for a complex, if you will, on the site where people can, within their lifespan, change their housing needs as their needs are and still stay in the community and on the site. So we're looking at a 7-story apartment building with 300 units that would be designed and marketed for seniors. There's some commercial at grade, and that would be sort of accessory uses for the seniors and the folks that be living in there. And then the second building, so that would be building A. Building B is a shared housing. So that one actually fits the definition of shared housing in the land use bylaw that council's recently adopted at regional council. So that one is a shared housing with special care, whereas the other one technically falls under an apartment definition. And so there will be a 6-story shared housing complex with approximately 300 units. So that's, in a snapshot, really quickly, that's kind of what the project is. And so rather than discharge the original agreement, the choice was to rather amend the existing agreement. So it really both would achieve the same thing, but in this case, we are amending the existing, although it is quite a departure from what the original agreement would have wanted.
Okay, thank you, Maggie. So like this is a huge development proposal then for Cole Harbour. I mean, I don't know if we've ever seen anything quite like this in Cole Harbour. So it's a biggie. Okay, well, thank you for clarifying.
That's in Westfall, not Cole Harbour.
Sorry, thank you, David. That's right.
Yes, and we have Westfall in the staff report. Sorry, yes.
I'm sorry. Yes, Westfall. Absolutely. Thanks for that correction. Great. Okay, well, I'm looking forward to the public hearing for this. I want to hear from the developers and from staff, and it's a really big proposal, and I mean, it has some good ideas for our seniors, long-term care, and definitely a needed addition in the province, and especially in HRM. So it'd be nice to see how our community responds to this. So I would ask that you all vote this through to the public hearing to hear what the community and staff say.
Thank you, Councilor Purdy. Is there any further comments or questions from any members of council?
Question.
Here now, questions been called for. All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? None. Motion carried. Thank you. Now, Councilor Purdy, you have the next case you want to bring forward.
Well, I think the next bringing forward is the adjournment.
So be it. I'll ask for adjournment.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you, everyone. That was
Thank you.
short.